When most people think about Warren Buffett, they picture a billionaire in a suit running one of the largest conglomerates in the world. But long before the fame, the billions, and the annual letters to shareholders, Warren Buffett was just a young boy with a curious mind, an unshakable drive, and a dream to make his first million. By age 31, he would achieve it. But how did he go from 0 to 7 figures so quickly? In this video, you'll discover the habits, choices, and investments that laid the foundation for Buffett's extraordinary wealth, and why they are lessons you can still apply today, no matter how much or how little you have in the bank. The young hustler. Warren Buffett wasn't born with a silver spoon, though he did have entrepreneurial role models in his father Howard and grandfather Ernest. From a very young age, Buffett demonstrated a relentless drive to make money. At 6, he began selling chewing gum door to door, buying packs from his grandfather's store and earning 2 cents per pack. Not long after, he moved on to selling Coca-Cola by the 6-pack, marking one of his first lessons in high-margin retail. Even as a child, he set audacious goals for himself. If he couldn't amass $1 million by age 35, he would consider it a failure. Clearly, the kid knew how to dream big and wasn't afraid to define success early. Buffett's early life also reveals another crucial trait: curiosity. He was like a detective in miniature. He collected soda bottle caps to see which brands were most popular and tracked car license plates near the local bank, convinced that if the bank were ever robbed, he would have a strategic edge. These quirky habits weren't mere eccentricities. They revealed an innate desire to gather information, analyze patterns, and think ahead. Even at a young age, Buffett was laying the mental groundwork for the analytical approach that would define his investing career. His curiosity extended beyond simple observation. He constantly asked questions, tested assumptions, and sought patterns in the world around him. Whether it was comparing the lifespans of composers to determine correlations with their lifestyle choices or studying the growth of local businesses, Buffett was practicing the very essence of research, collecting data, looking for insights, and applying them. These early exercises may have seemed like childhood games, but they instilled a mindset of careful observation and thoughtful decision-making that would serve him extraordinarily well in the years to come. A mind for numbers. Even as a child, Buffett had a natural affinity for numbers and analysis. He applied statistics to everyday questions and loved solving problems with logic. Reading became one of his favorite pastimes, and the Benson Library in Omaha became his second home. He devoured books of all kinds, from biographies to business manuals, but one in particular had a lasting impact: 1,000 Ways to Make $1,000. The book encouraged Buffett to think big, to act decisively, and most importantly, to start immediately. At the time, starting a business required ingenuity more than capital, and Buffett seized every opportunity to put theory into practice. Today, with technology, software, and global connectivity, the opportunities are exponentially greater, but the underlying lesson remains timeless. Ideas without action are worthless. Buffett also had a rare ability to see the long-term potential in numbers that others overlooked. Whether calculating probabilities for simple games or tracking the growth of small investments, he developed an intuitive sense for compounding, patience, and incremental gains. These early experiences allowed him to understand a concept that would later define his investing career. Small, disciplined actions repeated over time can generate extraordinary results. First steps in investing. By age 11, Buffett had saved about $120, a considerable sum at the time. Understanding the power of compounding even at such a young age, he invested in his first stock, City Service Preferred Shares. The stock initially dropped, causing him stress and worry. He was tempted to sell for a small profit when the price recovered slightly, but he resisted the urge. In the end, the shares soared well beyond his original purchase price, teaching him 2 critical lessons early. Never fixate on what you paid, and patience is often more valuable than instant gratification. This experience laid the foundation for Buffett's investment philosophy. Wealth is built over time, not overnight. Entrepreneurial experiments. Buffett's teenage years were a series of small entrepreneurial experiments that strengthened his skills and confidence. At 14, he began delivering newspapers, eventually earning the equivalent of nearly $15,000 in today's money. By 15, he had saved enough to purchase a 40-acre farm, demonstrating early lessons in leverage, risk management, and asset allocation. He wasn't afraid to commit a large portion of his resources to a single opportunity, something most small investors today hesitate to do. Later, he experimented with buying and placing pinball machines in local barbershops with a friend. The principle was simple: acquire underutilized assets, improve their performance, and generate a return. This venture taught Buffett crucial lessons in negotiation, operations, and profit sharing, as he had to convince barbers to host the machines and manage relationships effectively. Each small project added to his growing toolkit of business and investing knowledge, and by the time he entered adulthood, he had already learned lessons most people only encounter decades into their careers. Education and preparation. Buffett's hunger for knowledge drove him to the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania, and later the University of Nebraska, where he studied accounting, the language of business. While many of his peers were distracted by social life and extracurriculars, Buffett spent his nights reading everything he could on investing. Books like New Methods for Profit in the Stock Market and Technical Analysis of Stock Market Trends filled his time. Early on, he dabbled in technical trading, but his career path would pivot dramatically when he discovered Benjamin Graham's The Intelligent Investor. Graham's book was transformative. It introduced Buffett to the concepts of intrinsic value, Mr. Market, and the margin of safety, principles that would become the backbone of his investing philosophy. No longer was investing about guessing short-term price fluctuations. It was about analyzing businesses, understanding their intrinsic worth, and buying them at a discount. Buffett began building a mental library of companies, poring through Moody's manuals, pink sheets, and small-cap listings. His early focus on overlooked opportunities gave him a competitive advantage that large institutional investors could not exploit, and it allowed him to quietly accumulate knowledge and capital simultaneously. Early career and mentorship. After graduating from Columbia Business School in 1951, Buffett aimed to work directly with Benjamin Graham. Circumstances initially forced him to return to Omaha, where he worked at his father's brokerage. The job involved selling rather than analyzing businesses, which Buffett found unsatisfying. However, he used the time to complete a Dale Carnegie public speaking course, which he later described as the most valuable training of his life. The ability to communicate effectively and influence others would become a cornerstone of his career, helping him attract partners, negotiate deals, and inspire confidence. Buffett's real breakthrough came when he joined Graham Newman as an employee. There, he absorbed the principles of value investing firsthand and developed the analytical rigor that defined his approach. He learned to identify undervalued companies, businesses with potential for substantial returns that others overlooked. These formative years reinforced key principles. Thorough research, disciplined patience, and careful decision-making are far more important than chasing short-term gains. The power of partnerships. By his mid-20s, Buffett had accumulated modest capital and, more importantly, the reputation and confidence to manage other people's money. In 1956, he launched Buffett Associates, an investment partnership with family and friends. Here, he applied the cigar butt strategy taught by Graham, acquiring cheap, often overlooked companies for one final profitable puff. Companies like Sanborn Map and Dempster Mill became early examples where Buffett's detailed research unlocked hidden value. The returns were significant, sometimes doubling over a few years, demonstrating the power of disciplined investing. These partnerships were more than investment vehicles, they were laboratories. Buffett honed his skills in deal-making, corporate analysis and capital allocation, learning to reinvest profits strategically and grow wealth steadily. Each partnership became a stepping stone, providing both financial returns and experiential knowledge that would compound alongside his capital. Meeting Charlie Munger and evolving strategy. In 1959, Buffett met Charlie Munger, a lawyer with sharp analytical skills and a complementary perspective. Munger challenged Buffett's focus on mediocre companies at bargain prices, convincing him to also consider outstanding companies at fair prices. This shift enabled Buffett to scale his strategy, eventually leading to investments in businesses with enduring competitive advantages, such as See's Candies and Coca-Cola. Munger's influence transformed Buffett from a skilled value investor into a strategic investing powerhouse, blending patience with the pursuit of exceptional quality. Becoming a millionaire. By 1962, Buffett combined all his partnerships into Buffett Partnership Limited, achieving a remarkable milestone. He became a millionaire at age 31. This achievement was not a product of luck. It was the culmination of relentless effort, disciplined investing, continuous learning, entrepreneurial experimentation, mentorship, and strategic risk-taking. His wealth was built step by step, decision by decision, reflecting both the power of compounding and the importance of a lifetime commitment to mastering his craft. Key takeaways. Buffett's journey to his first million offers several timeless lessons. Start early and take action. Even small steps compound over time. Develop a deep understanding of businesses and markets. Knowledge is a real edge. Be disciplined, patient, and focus on intrinsic value, not market hype. Experiment, fail, and learn. Entrepreneurship and investing go hand in hand. Surround yourself with mentors and peers who challenge your thinking. Buffett's story proves that wealth isn't built overnight. It's built through consistency, curiosity, and courage. By age 31, he had mastered the fundamentals that would make him one of the most successful investors in history. And the remarkable part? Anyone in today's world with access to information and technology can follow similar principles to achieve financial success. And this is just the beginning. In the next video, we'll dive into how Warren Buffett took that first million and turned it into $1 billion, a journey full of bold moves, smart investments, and lessons that most investors will never see coming. If you want to see exactly how he did it and learn the strategies that can change the way you think about money forever, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell, because you won't want to miss what's coming next.